Hello everybody, today we are going to discuss the laws of motion part 4. Laws of motion, this chapter part 4. So today we are going to discuss first the linear momentum. Which is denoted by the letter small p. So what is the linear momentum? You know that if the two objects but both having the different mass, one is the heavier one and another is the small one. For example, a football and a tennis ball. So the football is having heavier mass as compared with the tennis ball. Now if you consider that these two balls having the same velocity and you have to stop that two ball with a specific duration of the time, so you have to apply more force on the football to stop it rather than the tennis ball. Or in other sense, that say the two objects having the same mass but the velocity is different. For example, consider the two tennis balls. Both having the same mass, but the velocity of one is more than that of the other. So to stop that two ball in a specific duration of the time, in a given time period, so you have to apply more force to that tennis ball whose velocity is greater as compared to the other. So from these two examples, it is very clear that to apply the force on an object, to stop that force, stop that object, by applying the force to stop that object, actually the two things are required in a given time period. One is the mass and another is the velocity. Actually, the product of these two, velocity and the mass, this actually gives that how much force you have to require to stop that object. So that is the linear momentum. So linear momentum means mass m into velocity of the object, that is v. So we can write it down in that way, p is equal to m into v. So linear momentum means it is the product of the mass and the velocity of the object. And obviously, since the velocity is a vector quantity, so that linear momentum, it is also the vector quantity. So from this discussion, it is very much clear that to stop an object, that by applying an external force in a given time period, you have to consider the mass of the object and the velocity of the object. And the product of these two, that gives you the conception of the linear momentum. Linear momentum is nothing but the mass and the velocity of an object, and it is a vector quantity. Now the unit. The SI unit, what is the unit of mass? Kilogram. And what is the unit of velocity? Meter per second. So the SI unit is kilogram meter per second. And what is the CGS unit of linear momentum? The unit of mass is gram and the velocity is centimeter per second. So linear momentum definition, which kind of quantity it is there, either vector or scalar, and it is a vector quantity and its unit, that is kilogram meter per second and gram centimeter per second. Okay? Kilogram meter per second and gram centimeter per second. Okay? So next we have to discuss that the change in the momentum. Now let us consider that the change in the momentum, it is denoted by the letter del p. This triangle pronounced as del or delta. Del p means a very slight change or very little change. So a very slight change in the momentum, del p, so that is equal to del into m into v. Okay, So that means a slight change in the momentum that actually depends on the slight change either in the mass or in the velocity. So del P equal to del within bracket m into v. But as we know that mass is a constant, so you may represent it like that, m into del v. Why? Because generally mass is constant. So actually change in the momentum in general case actually depends on the change in the velocity. Why? Because we know that mass is constant. But in the higher physics you will learn later that if a particle moves with the velocity very much tending to the velocity of light, that means if you consider that the particle moving with the velocity of light almost, where c is equal to 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So if you consider that if a particle moves in a velocity almost very much closer to the velocity of the light, then the mass is not constant. At that time mass is not constant. So in that case you have to write del P equal to del m into v. But generally most of the cases you know that it is not possible to acquire the velocity of a particle equivalent to the velocity of light. So in the general case the velocity of the particle is very less than the velocity of the light, and in that case only this equation holds true, that del P equal to m into delta v. That equation holds actually true for the relation when the mass is constant, and when the mass is constant, when the velocity of the particle is very less as compared with the velocity of the light. But if you think about that the particle moves with the velocity of the light almost equal, then the mass is not constant, and then del P equal to del into m into v. Okay, so today up to this much.